What's up, guys? Master Joda here, back with another Clash Royale video. Today we're going to be going through some gameplay for this crazy graveyard deck that I've seen on TV Royale the past couple of days. So guys, I was at like 5,800 trophies the other day and just decided to try this deck out. It seemed pretty cool, seemed pretty fun, and something like unusual. I barely ever play Giant Skeleton, don't play Goblin Hood a lot, don't play Zappies too much. And so I thought it was pretty cool synergy with the graveyard in there. So I just tried it out, and I went on a tear with this deck, guys. I won 8 games in a row, and pushed from like 5,800 trophies to 660, 50, like 6,050 trophies. Yeah, and I mean, probably could have kept on pushing, but I've just been kind of busy, so I hadn't had like the chance to sit down and really try and trophy push with it. But guys, I've had a lot of success with this deck already, and I'm definitely going to be I'm definitely going to keep on playing it because it's just a really fun deck. But let's just go ahead and play or walk through 3 or 4 of the games here, and just kind of go through some of the gameplay with it. So, really, guys, with this deck, you'll catch them. I've figured out that since you have like the Giant Skeleton and the Prince in there, you'll catch them off guard a lot of the times with the graveyard, because like it's just a really odd graveyard deck. You don't see graveyard a lot with the Giant Skeleton and Prince. So this guy went really aggressive early on, and we do respond with our Zappies here. I think he actually fireballs them, which is going to be totally alright. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, after he fireballs these Zappies, we're just going to let that push go. We're not going to, like, arrows it. That would be just an over committal on defense. So we're just going to go ahead and go into the graveyard and get arrows ready for his Spear Goblins. So we're going to go ahead and get a good arrows, guys, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, yes, he got our tower, but like, we got his pretty easily as well. And look at the elixir advantage that we have now, because he just like overcommitted so much on that offensive push. And yeah, guys, like, so since the Goblin Drill is still a pretty meta card, you have like the Barbear, which is a pretty good answer to the Goblin Drill. You have the Bomber, which is a very good answer to the Goblin Drill, and most Goblin Drill decks don't do too well into graveyard, just because they don't have like poison or anything like that, and it can be kind of hard for Goblin Drill decks to face graveyard. We're just giving this guy a little bit of BM right here. Yeah, this was not recorded live, so there's going to be some BM in here, guys. Just going ahead and warning you, if you don't like BM, I'm definitely a BMer. Sorry, it's part of the game. It's pretty fun to me. I mean, a lot of the times, if like the opponent's nice, like, I'm not going to BM like overbearingly, but it is pretty fun for me. It's just a fun part of the game to BM every now and then. And I mean, I can take it for the most part too, so like, I think it's pretty funny when people BM me as well. But you can tell me what you guys think of that in the comments below. But anyways, guys, we had our arrows ready for that minion horde there, and he's just got all kinds of trouble here, guys. We got the Zappies, the Giant Skeleton coming at him, the Bomber, and I mean, we're just gonna keep the pressure up. We know he's in a bind right here, and yeah, I mean, he just can't respond to that. And I think this actually ends up being like a really tight game. It comes down right to the wire, but we do hold on for dear life here. I think Balloon is actually kind of tricky, just because they have something like Fireball for your Zappies. You could get in pretty big trouble. But fortunately, we take out that Balloon, and the bomb would have taken out the tower. So just because Balloon and Giant decks like that are really aggravating. He had like aggravating cards like Minion Horde. We gave him some pretty healthy BM there. Yeah, the Goblin Laugh emote, guys. That's like my go-to for BM. I don't know what your go-to is for all you BMers out there. So let's see Let's go up against a Hog deck. Show you how it does against Hog. I think this is a pretty fun one. So he's going to be playing the Hog Exinato with Rocket. So if you guys watch Viper, he's like a one trick on top ladder that he always plays this deck and like consistently is in like the top 20 players. Like he's just ridiculous with this deck. So it's a pretty good deck. So he's just going to go really aggressive, and I figured out this has happened a lot, guys. Like, people will go really aggressive, and you'll just play like a giant skeleton to defend. Like, don't overcommit on the defense. That's really big with this deck. And then you can go in with your graveyard and have your arrows hovering like I just did, and he's already lost his tower right there. And, I mean, graveyard is one of those decks, like, if we were playing a golem deck or something, you know, we don't mind losing a tower, but, like, if you're playing against a graveyard deck, you really don't want to be down a tower, because most of the time in double elixir, graveyard decks are just so strong defensively, and it's going to be really hard to break through them. And you'll see that later on in the video. He's just got to expend so much elixir to try and beat us. But I think we're just going to go Zappies in the back here. See what he does. He might go Rocket. No, I don't think he's going to go Rocket. But I think we're going to go with a Prince to defend these Zappies. And I think our mindset at this point, guys, was I was just going to go for the 3 crown, because I mean he doesn't have like a hard counter to graveyard, so I mean we can push him pretty aggressive for the 3 crown here. We are going to defend this Hog Rider with the Bar Barrel, just so like we're not just going to give up that tower to him. You know, even if there's only 200 damage, he's got to spend, you know, either a Hog Rider, which is 4 elixir, or a Rocket to take that tower out. So nearing double elixir time, and like I said, guys, this deck I mean, it's pretty heavy. It's like a 4.0 elixir deck, so you'll definitely like start to ramp it up in double elixir, especially like with the graveyards. Sometimes you can split push with the Prince and Bomber, or like you can mix it up a lot with this deck, guys. It's a pretty creative deck. It's really good against like log bait and stuff like that, just because of the double small spell. But yeah, guys, here we got the we're going into the graveyard. I think we go in with a Prince. Like, he's just got to respond to so much stuff with the graveyard and all that stuff going on. Like, there's no way he can defend that Prince adequately, so we're just getting a ton of damage all over the place. And I mean, how is he gonna like can you guys think of a way that this guy's gonna beat us now in a 1-to-1 tower situation? Like, there's just no way. He's not gonna push into a giant skeleton, and then we're forcing him to Hog Rider our King Tower. So I mean, we've just got so much elixir coming at him. We can Prince in the pocket with this graveyard right here, and that's pretty much going to be GG's, guys. We're just gonna, you know, most of the time, guys, like, I mean, there's definitely going to be some matchups, like maybe Lava Hound or something like that. You're going to, like, or Clone, Golem Clone, something like that. You're going to have to save your arrows a lot of times for their, you know, Clone or Lava Hound pups. But a lot of the times you want to save those arrows, if you can, for the graveyard, for their swarm units that they drop or whatever. Yeah, guys, but pretty good game there. So we're just gonna go ahead and get on with the next one. So let's see. So this is that's another Hog Rider. Oh, okay, this is a let's see. Is this guy a good player? Oh, 6,600 trophies. So we'll show it against RG, and probably. Well, actually, I'm not going to go into this one, guys. You might be facing a lot of Goblin Drill decks right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into a Goblin Drill game. I think this one was pretty interesting, if I do say so. So we're just going to go ahead and set up with a Goblin Hut. We haven't been using that a lot in this video, I feel like. But Goblin Hut is a pretty big part of this deck. Especially, you know, for like the balloon matchups, stuff like that, or the hog matchups for sure. But it can be just great for, you know, tripping out your opponents. I mean, this deck, like, we've 3-crowned. I think we 3-crowned last match and got pretty close to the first one maybe. But like, you're gonna be winning most games in 1 tower situations. So. Like, Goblin Hut is just another. You got the Goblin Hut, you got the graveyard, yeah, and you have the arrows to, you know, like, get that constant tower damage. But yeah, guys, like just what I was saying earlier, like he overcommitted on offense, and I mean he just didn't have an answer for that graveyard. I can't tell you like how many times that's happened with with this graveyard deck, and it's not so much that like I'm outplaying these guys. It's just they make plays when they see like the prince or the giant skeleton. They're making these kinds of plays because they don't think that this is a graveyard deck. So it's like almost a surprise factor that you have with this deck, because it's just a really odd graveyard deck. You don't see a lot of graveyard decks like this. And it's got some really good decks into the meta, such as Bomber and stuff like that. Um, and Arrows is great in this meta as well. Yeah, so let's see. We're already up one tower. I think I kind of like choked this one a little bit, guys. So this is an interesting game. Um, so he's gonna go in with a drill here, going pretty aggressive with that bomber. Just gonna take that out and Prince here. So we got the giant skeleton coming. We're just gonna go in with a graveyard here. And he's going to keep going for a drill. So we're just going to set up with a goblin hut. And the goblin hut is going to do a nice job there. So he gets a ton of damage there, guys. And like, I mean, I say I choked it, but like, I feel like in most situations, and I cry there just because I really didn't expect that goblin drill to get that much damage. Like, I mean, I have mixed feelings about the goblin drill, guys. Like, I don't want them to nerf it because I think it's a fun card, but at the same time I do, because like there's so many situations where the Goblin Drill just gets like an absurd amount of damage where it shouldn't. Like, I mean, like we played a bomber there and he got his bomb off, and like those two goblins still got like a huge amount of damage. And I mean, we were choking this game a little bit, guys. I'm not gonna lie, we almost lost it, and I don't even think at this moment I realized that our Prince had charged on his King Tower, and like I didn't even realize until like a minute or so that our Prince had gotten that damage on his King Tower, so that was pretty funny. But eventually I do notice, and I think I'm about to go in with a graveyard here for the dub. But yeah, he was, I mean, as you can see, guys, he was pressuring us really hard with a lot of drills there, and I mean, we played pretty poorly in a lot of those defensive sequences. I've got to do a little bit more studying on how you play the bar barrel against the Goblin Drill. But yeah, guys, just a really, really solid deck. I'm definitely going to keep pushing with it, see where I can go. I mean, I won like 8 in a row, like I was saying, and like none of them were that hard of matchups. So, and like I said, the surprise factor with this deck is awesome, guys. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. And likes and comments help a lot, guys, help a ton. If you enjoyed the content, please tell me what you enjoyed so I can keep on doing that. If you didn't enjoy something that I put in these videos, guys, please leave that in the comments below as well, and I'll do my best to try and correct those mistakes or do whatever I can to make you want to come back for the next videos. But until then, guys, I'll see you soon. Later.